All right, so let's look at this example, which is a fairly common example in real life. The reason I like talking about finance problems because they are very real life problems. So let's talk through this and see if we can work through it. A radio commercial for a loan company states, you only pay 29 cents a day for each $500 borrowed. If you borrowed $1,500 for 120 days, what amount will you repay and what annual interest rate is the company charging? So let's break this down and read what it says. It says you only pay 29 cents a day for each 500 that you borrow. Well, if you borrowed $1,500, how many 500s are there in 15? So a simple calculation will show us that there are three $500 borrows and $1,500. So let's start there. So you're going to pay 29 cents a day for each one of those 500s. So basically, per day, you've borrowed $500, $500, $500. So you've borrowed three of those times. How many days are you borrowing for? 120 days. So that's three times 120 days times how much you paying per day? 29 cents. So we're going to tack that on to how much you've actually borrowed because that's what you will repay. Remember, when you repay this, you have to pay your original amount borrowed, which is the present value or the principal you're borrowing, which is $1,500 here. You're investing basically 1,500 plus this interest you're going to pay on that. This is what they're charging you for. So we'll do 3 times 120 because you borrowed three sets of 500 for 120 days, and you're going to be charged 29 cents per day. So 3 times 120 times 0.29 is $104.40. So this is basically the interest they're charging you on that right there. So we're going to take that 140, and this is your I, and we're going to add that to, so it says, what is your annual interest rate? What is the annual interest rate that the company is charging? Well, we know that A is equal to P times 1 plus RT. And in this particular thing, we just found the new A by, here's how we find A. A is equal to the 1,500 you're borrowing plus the $104.40 you have to pay in interest. And from there, you're going to get $1,604.40. So your A is $1,604.40. Your principal is $1,500. Again, that's how much you're borrowing. And you're going to borrow that for, and you're going to do 1 plus, we don't know what R is. We're looking for the annual rate, annual interest rate now. But we know we're going to borrow that for 120 days here. So it'll be 120 days, which is, how many is 120 days? We need to convert that to months. So 120 days, assuming there, and this is the assumption we're going to make for all of our months, there are 30 days in a month. So this is basically 4 months out of 12 out of the year. We have to convert those times to years. So it's 4 out of 12. And so to solve this, here's what we're going to do. We can see we have to get R by itself. And in order to get R by itself, my first step, anytime you're given the A and the P, you always divide by P. You will always divide by the principal when you're given when you're giving the ending balance or your A and the principal, you always divide by the principal. So we're gonna divide both these sides by 1,500. So 1,604.40. So 106 1,000 and $1,604.40 divided by $1,500 is equal to this right here, and that equals 1 plus 4 divided by 12 is 0.333. So we'll give it a decimal, but it's 0.33 repeating. So we'll call it 0.33R. We'll write that as a repeating decimal. And here's what you need to know about rounding in terms of working the problem. When you work the problem, you never want to round. You always want to use exact values. The only time you round is at the very end. So here, even though I'm writing 0.33, I know that this should be 0.333333 repeating. I'm always going to use my calculator to make that calculation. The only time I actually round that 0.33 off, though, is in the very end when I actually get the answer. So now, to solve this, get r by itself, I need to subtract 1 first, and I get 0.0696 is equal to 0.333. Remember, 0.33 repeating is actually equal to 1/3. So when I do this in my calculator, I'm actually going to divide this by, instead of doing 0.33 repeating, I'm going to divide it by 1/3. And if you divide a number by 1/3, it's actually multiplying by 3. But we can go in our calculator and do 0.0696 divided by 1/3. And I get a R that's equal to 0.2088. So the interest rate for this is 20.88%, expressed as a percent.